Welcome back to Clark's Ring Rants. Usyk versus Wilder in 2026? Surely not. Let's talk about it. So, this potential Usyk versus Wilder fight seems to be growing some traction now. In the last few days, we've just had Usyk's manager, Aegis Klimas, do an interview where he said they're hoping to get a date for the fight in Las Vegas, either end of April, beginning of May. Now, this fight just stinks. There's absolutely no reason for this fight to happen. Wilder has not had a credible win in 6 years. I think his last good win was Luis Ortiz in the rematch, the second time he knocked him out. And since then, he's had two stoppage defeats to Tyson Fury. He's been stopped by Zhilei Zhang. He's lost every round. He's been washed on the scorecards by Joseph Parker. And he's had two nothing wins, really. A blowout against Robert Helenius, and even that was 3 years ago. And he beat Terrell Herndon in the summer. I'm not sure why this fight needs to happen. It's unnecessary, and it's going to be easy work for Usyk. He's going to put a beating on that boy Wilder. The thing is, you've got two different camps when it comes to reasoning for this fight. In one camp, you've sort of got the people like myself saying Usyk is unified, he's not undisputed anymore, unified heavyweight world champion. And with that title comes responsibility and obligations. These responsibilities and obligations are to fight the best available contenders at all times, not cherry pick opponents that are a good name on paper but haven't done anything relevant in the division for the best part of half a decade. And that's what Usyk would be doing if he was to fight Wilder now at this stage. It would be a cherry pick. Not to take away from Wilder's achievements, he was one of the most devastating punchers the heavyweight division has ever seen, but right now it's just not a very good fight, and it's a bit of a soft touch for Usyk. And then in the other camp, you've got people who believe, well, Usyk has fought Fury and Joshua already. He just wants to fight Wilder because he sees him as the missing piece, the other fighter of the three kings, if you want to call them that, from that era. He just wants to say, I've beaten them all. But right now, who really cares? Wilder's not really relevant. I get in years to come, when people are looking back retrospectively, they might think that was a good win for Usyk, but the Wilder name doesn't carry as much weight as it would have 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And then on top of that, you've got some of the American crowd who aren't too familiar with Usyk, and they feel unless you have a big win in America, you're not a real boxing star. So they want to see Usyk come over there, put a beating on their boy Wilder, and grow his profile in the US. I can see why Usyk would want to do it. It's a little bit of an easy cash grab, and he can boost his profile, but for me, as a real boxing fan, it's not a fight that needs to happen. And just on top of that, there's absolutely no way Deontay Wilder can skip to the front of the queue and get a voluntary world title shot at this stage of his career. You see, what you've got to remember about Usyk is he's built his reputation, his legacy on being willing to fight the best, wherever, whenever. He does not care. And I just feel like a fight like this with Wilder would go some way to tarnishing that legacy. He's done a few things recently that have been in bad taste, if you ask me. He could have let go of that WBO belt, and Fabio Wardley and Joseph Parker could have fought for that as a vacant title in the ring, and he sort of took that moment away from Fabio Wardley, that crowning moment. He's never going to get that chance to win that belt in the ring. He is world champion, but he sort of got it via email, and I'm sure that's not what Fabio Wardley would have wanted. And now with this Wilder fight, he's sort of just clogging up the division. You've got Caballero waiting around for a title shot, you've got Akole, you've got Hrgovic. You know, there's a lot of traffic in that queue. There's a lot of people want to eat off Usyk's plate, and he's just holding the division up. I think if he wants to go and fight Wilder, I ain't got a problem with that. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is he just needs to get rid of the belts and just fight Wilder on his own terms, not for a world title. If that was to happen, I've got no issue with the fight. As for a prediction for this fight, I think Usyk plays with him. We look at how Wilder's got on against Southpaws in the past, and it doesn't bode well for a fight with someone of Usyk's skill level. First of all, we look at the Spilka fight, going back to 2016. Wilder was completely outboxed in that fight. Spilka was winning every round up until the stoppage. Eventually, he found himself backed up into the corner and got chinned, like most Wilder opponents do. But don't take away from what Spilka was doing in that fight, having plenty of success from that southpaw stance. And if you were going to compare Spilka to Usyk, it's night and day. Spilka couldn't even lace Usyk's boots, and just look what he was able to do against a prime Deontay Wilder. And then we move on to the Ortiz fights. Ortiz, over 2 fights, had a lot of success against Wilder, outboxing him comfortably, and he probably even deserved to get a stoppage in that first fight. There was a few dodgy moments, bit of skullduggery, the doctor coming out to check Wilder before the start of a round. I don't know if that's allowed, but anyway, Ortiz was outboxing him for large stretches of that fight, and it was only when he again found himself trapped on the ropes, Wilder detonated that big right hand, and that was all she wrote. And then we look at the Zhang fight more recently. Now Zhang is very slow, cumbersome, he's a big puncher, but he's got good hands, quick hands, really good combinations, really good counter puncher, and Wilder wasn't able to land anything of note on Zhang up until the stoppage. He decided to trade with him, got caught with a big right hook, and down he went. So in essence, what I'm saying is, Wilder doesn't perform well against Southpaws. I'd expect this to be an easy night's work for Usyk. I'd probably expect him to get rid of Wilder in around 6 or 7 rounds. I think he'd get rid of Wilder, depending on what Wilder's got left. What did that Zhang fight take out of him? I just don't see how this fight could be competitive. I can see why Usyk would want it. It's an easy win, it's a name, it's a cash grab, but it's definitely not a fight we need to see. So those are my thoughts on a potential fight between Deontay Wilder and Oleksander Usyk. It definitely doesn't need to happen, and I think it'd be very, very one-sided in Usyk's favour. But what do you think? Leave a comment, let me know how you think that fight would go. Don't forget to like the video, share and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.